I would like to do
Okay, it says live. I don't see it live here though. Okay, I wonder if I'm actually live. It says I'm live. Let me. Uh-oh, I'm afraid to click off of this.
I don't think that's how you like do it anyway. I think that's weird.
I'm not sure.
We only had 4 months. We only transfer.
I need to figure out this. I'm not worried about it. Anything that can be transferred. Come on, man. Live dashboard. Am I live? 40 something seconds live. I cannot see anything up there. Looks like I might be live. There's viewers. Can somebody let me know if I'm actually live? If I'm actually here and it's recording? In the chats?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Hey, there we go. What's happening, Lloyd? How you doing, Nancy? Oh, good. I'm glad I got live. I was a little bit confused again, but I think I got it straight now. So, guys, I appreciate you coming, man. Weight Loss Warriors, it's good to see you out here. I got a couple questions today that were given to me on Facebook, a couple on YouTube. So I kind of wanted to knock those out. And then I've got some extra time today to answer questions if you want to ask me in the chat. Probably can't pay attention to the chat in the very beginning because I want to get through the questions. I got 2 questions that I really thought were amazing, and I wanted to make sure that I got those out. But while I got you guys, since you guys are my first 5 and 6, oh, look at that. I wanted to make sure I let you guys know about something coming up on the channel. I have just finished 2 collaborations, and that's why this live didn't have quite as much preparation because the last 2 nights I have been filming with 2 great YouTubers, and so we're going to be posting those videos soon. One of them, as you guys already have seen me collaborate with once, Reggi edited. Her and I got something coming together. It's going to be amazing. So looking forward for you guys to be able to see her and I again. And I also got the Sun Kiss Keto girls, and they're amazing. And we just did a collab there too. So I'm super excited that both of those will probably come up in the next week or so. Also want to let you guys know that my workout video should be posted in the next day or so as well. So a lot of fun things coming to the channel. A lot of things I'm excited to bring to you guys. But let's dive on into the questions. So I'm going to take a second to look at it. This one is from YouTube, and it's Butters, and he wanted to know, how did you stop your hunger cravings with OMAD? And, you know, I think that that's an interesting question because there's some thought that the way that you stop your cravings is to get all sugar out of it and focus more on a ketogenic diet. And I think there's some validity to that. I think that that can help a lot. But for me, obviously, I never did a ketogenic diet. I think that when you're fasting for 24 hours or more on a regular basis and you're consistent with it, your addiction to sugar goes away. And even though you may eat sugar once a day, it's not, it gets less of a stranglehold over time on you. So personally, for me, you guys might be aware, I skipped Mondays and eating for a long time. So I would OMAD Tuesday, OMAD Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I would not eat at all on Monday. So I had that 48-hour fast. I did that for a couple of months, and I think I just cleaned out and got rid of my addiction. So I think that's where the sugar came from. Hey, it's good to see you, Miss Race Lifestyle. She's on a weight loss journey herself, guys. So if you get a minute, check her out. But you know, so ultimately, I think that is the answer is time. And I think it probably, if you want me to be specific, I think once I got into probably 2 weeks of really consistent fasting, it went away. In the future, I actually want to do a video on how important it is, I think, to be consistent in it. But I think the number one thing is breaking your addiction to sugar. And I think that once you've gotten past that, I think it's easy. I think it's something that you can be able to get through pretty quickly. So the next question is from Raymond Lee, and it's a YouTube question. And Raymond wanted to know if I had loose skin on my belly and if I had loose skin on my inner thighs. And I did do a video on loose skin, and I briefly, oh man, it's the trucker Randy H. What's happening, big guy? Appreciate your support and love. I briefly did mention it in my video on loose skin, but basically this is the way that I do have a little teeny bit of loose skin. I don't even know if it's capable of seeing a little bit on my jiggle on my arm here. But you know, I got a little bit on my tricep there. As you guys could see, a little loose skin there. My inner thighs actually has a slight bit of loose skin, and my stomach is also a little bit there. But I don't think it's much at all. I think for the standards of what I've seen out there, I think I was blessed in the loose skin category. And I also don't know how fasting moving forward is going to maybe tighten it up a little, but I always know that there's going to be some loose skin. But if you're afraid of loose skin, my advice to you is to get over it. I think that scars are souvenirs, man. And if you can deal with the mental block of saying, you know, okay, well, I don't look perfect. Well, I hate to tell everybody, nobody's perfect. Not even the most beautiful models on TV. They all have flaws. They just Photoshop them. We're all struggling in some way or another. And so I'm okay with my skin, and the loose skin I think is a souvenir. And even if I was 600 pounds when I started my journey and I had loose skin falling off of me right now, I think it's 100% worth it to go ahead and lose the weight. And if you want to worry about surgeries and things down the line, you can. But ultimately speaking, get the weight off you. Don't worry about the loose skin. All right, so Cheryl has one of my two highlighted questions of the day, guys, because there's two of these that were really, really good questions. And what she wanted to know, she said she used to smoke and she stopped smoking. And then she switched over to vaping. And she wanted to know if vaping breaks your fast. And that is a really good question. I don't vape. I don't smoke. I did smoke for a brief period of time when I was a teenager, but that was many, 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 many moons ago. And by the way, I totally agree, Lloyd. Loose skin is worth the battle. But the vaping question, so I did a lot of research and I looked into it. And it's really a question that you can look at in two different ways. First of all, let's start with smoking. Smoking cigarettes does, in fact, break your fast. If you can believe that or not, nicotine actually has a response in your liver which creates insulin and does break your fast. Vaping, on the other hand, can break your fast depending on whether or not your vaping has nicotine. If you are vaping without nicotine, then it does not break your fast. But if you are vaping with nicotine, it does break your fast. Now, that's interesting, but here's what I would say about it. When it does break your fast, it seems that it does not increase your insulin too much. It's a very small bump. Kind of like putting creamer in your coffee technically breaks your fast. But the insulin spikes when they've done tests are very minute. People stay in ketosis when they have creamer in their coffee, just a little bit, like a teeny bit of creamer. People are going to stay in ketosis when they have a vape, but it will bump you a little bit, and it could affect a little bit of your weight loss and slow you down. So what I would say is, with the vaping, it isn't a big deal probably. If you're doing it with no nicotine, it's not a deal at all. If it does have nicotine in it, the one thing you want to make sure is if you hit a plateau, it might be something you want to get off of. So I thought that was interesting. And when you talk about cigarettes and you talk about vaping, the very next thing somebody watching this is thinking is, well, what about marijuana? And marijuana does not break your fast. It has no effect on your liver. It does not raise your insulin. So there you go. Anything without nicotine that you're inhaling is probably okay. If it has nicotine, it does have a liver response. So I thought that was a really interesting question, and I wanted to go over that. So Stuart from Facebook asked me, how long did it take for my fasting to become normal? And that's another, interesting question. In a way, my fasting became normal quickly. And so I think that, oh, Cheesy, I saw way up there that you said hi, and I never said anything to you. Appreciate you stopping in. But I think that my fasting came normal really quick because I never liked breakfast. Just me personally was never a breakfast guy. My wife would prep my breakfasts for the whole week, and I would go run out there and hop in there, throw them in the microwave before I went to work. And it was really something that I never loved or enjoyed. So prepping for breakfast wasn't, it wasn't my thing. So being able to skip that was relatively easy transition. Now, when you want to talk about going to one meal, it took a little bit longer to adjust to, but probably only a couple of weeks. I think, again, it's just an addiction to sugar. And I think once you get past that, everything does become normal. And now I'm at a point where I'm able to use that. I'm able to use that time to exercise that I normally wouldn't. And it's just become so integrated with my life. So, I really think that that's not really an issue any longer. So I hope that answers your question. And guys, while you're here, don't forget, man, if you can smash that like button for me, guys. The more people hitting that like button, the more people subscribing, more people commenting, especially after the video is over with, the better the video does, the better my channel does. So I appreciate your support, and thank you. So the next one is, do I ever have cheat days where I don't eat OMAD? And that question came to me from Amber on Facebook. And the answer to that question is, no, I don't. I think it's okay is a different question, and I do think it's okay. I personally feel like I have a sense of pride in my OMAD now. And it may be nonsensical, it may be something that you'd laugh at, but I feel like in my OMAD journey, I feel good about myself only eating one meal. I feel like, that's something that I take pride on. What's happening in my strengths and weaknesses? Good to join us, man. Thank you so much for hopping in. I know you were working, but I appreciate you popping through. But, with that pride, I don't feel a need to ever break that. Now, could there be a situation one day where maybe I eat a little more than the hour window that I normally allow myself and spread it out over two because I wanted to go get ice cream with my kids or something? I could see that happening, but to just eat twice a day just right now seems out of my character. With that said, I don't think there's any problem with it at all. I know you guys know, Kayla Cox, which interviewed me, 6 Miles to Supper. I appreciate Kayla to death. She's amazing, and she has her own channel, and she's been at this forever. And Kayla lost 80, and on Sundays, Kayla does not do OMAD. She just does whatever she wants, and it works really well for her. I've heard numerous people that take Saturday and Sunday. Some people take Friday and Saturday, and they eat regular. I don't think it really affects you that much. I think that as long as you're consistent and most of the time you're doing OMAD, you're okay. And if you want to hop off OMAD for the weekend, another thing you can do is supplement by not eating on Monday, and I think you're going to be perfectly fine. And so I would say that if you want to eat more than just the OMAD meal, go for it. For me personally, I'm going to stay with the OMAD because it's just done such a phenomenal thing to me. So Amber also wanted to know who my role models were and what source of information do I get from my OMAD and my fasting in general. And that's an interesting question because when it comes to role models and then fasting role models, kind of two different things. My role models, probably definitely my boys. I know that sounds crazy, but I love them to death and look up to each one of my sons. I also look up to my dad. He's been an influence in my life, a wonderful guy. But outside of my direct family, and my in-laws are fantastic, and there's a lot of people in the community that I would say that I look up to, but I don't have a lot of celebrity people that I look up to because I just feel like they're regular people just like you or I. And I appreciate what they're doing or whatever, but I don't feel like it's something that I need to do. Oh man, I mean that thank you, Debbie, for saying that that I'm a role model. I appreciate that. But within the fasting community, Rhonda Patrick is Dr. Rhonda Patrick's the one that turned me on to intermittent fasting. I caught her on Joe Rogan podcast. So I've always tried to hear anything she has to say about time restricted eating. I saw the Dr. Berg stuff, and I've seen the Dr. Fong stuff, and I know both ladies that I've done the collaboration with. Both started fasting through Cole and his channel with the snake diet. So I've seen a little bit of him too. But I don't know if I look up to any of them. There's also the guy Thomas that does a lot of fasting type things. But if I got to look up to people, I look up to the people that are in the middle of their journey. Randy Trucker, I look up to him. My strengths and weaknesses, I look up to him. You know, Mieka fasting, I'm not sure if Mieka's here right now. I look up to her. These are guys that are struggling through their days, man. They're plateauing. You know, they're trying so hard to get their journey done. And I know I'm on the other side of that journey. You know, even Debbie, you're in the process too. You know, so you guys that are out there struggling, you know, I get it, and I look up to you because I want you to know that I'm here for you, but you do for me too. You know, seeing you guys and knowing what you're going through brings me closer to my struggles, and it brings me closer to the problems and issues I had in my journey. So I think it's important to know that even though I may have crossed to the other side of the mountain and I may have lost weight, that each one of you, you know, make sure that I don't climb the mountain back, and know that I'm trying to meet you guys on my side of the mountain, and I've got my hand extended to you. You know, just reach out and grab it. Let's get on my side of the mountain. You know, and we're gonna make that happen, man. Hey, thanks for saying you look up to me too, man. I appreciate it. You know, you're doing some amazing stuff. You just got to keep that struggle, man, and you're gonna get there. I promise you're gonna get there. Um, you know, so I have one other Reddit question. I have to scroll to Reddit real quick because, like I said, last time I organized all these on a sheet of paper and I had it nice and planned out perfectly. The problem was I got this 2 collaborations this week that I wasn't planning on doing with other YouTubers. You know, actually, I was planning on doing them, but they got pushed back. And so because they got pushed back, I didn't really have time to jump on there and be able to answer the question. So here we go. Here, I found his question here. I need to be able to find it. I also had one a question on Facebook, and it was my second question that I made as my question of the week, and that was asked by a guy that wanted to know about irritable bowel syndrome and which fasting protocol is best for it. And I'm missing his name right now. I'm going to put it in the description. I apologize to him if he's watching, but irritable bowel syndrome and fasting, that's an interesting topic. I don't know if any of you watching right now are suffering from it, but there are lots of people that are saying that they have. But I did a lot of research, and I can only find one scientific study, and it was from Japan that actually cross-referenced irritable bowel syndrome with fasting. And that was a 2007 study. So it was also translated into English. So, you know, there's always some chance that is not translated perfectly. But basically what they did was they fasted for a total of 14 days, I believe. And then they watched them after that for 28 days. So in the process of that 14-day fast, the people that fasted that had irritable bowel syndrome all came out of the fast saying that they felt better, that they no longer had nausea, that some of the other issues besides the pain and using the bathroom were all cleared up, and it felt much better for them. And so there's some credibility there. The problem with the study is they didn't follow up after 28 days, and there have been no other studies. So his question was, does fasting help? And if so, which fasting would be best? So obviously, long-term fasting seems to have done something for those people, at least in the short term and maybe in the long term of their life. So I think that it's hugely important to know that it probably does help. But I am not one that's going to tell you to take a 14-day fast. Take it lightly. You know, 14-day fast is something you have to work up to. You probably need a doctor's supervision. I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not going to just say go take a 14-day fast. But I think that if you are able to take a break from eating, it's going to help your irritable bowel. So whether that be OMAD, whether that be OMAD with alternate day fasting for a while, you know, something like that might be able to fix that issue, to clear it up, and to make it a little bit better. And so I think that's probably a good good starting spot for that. And you know, I think I was just trying to get back and find the Reddit one. Unfortunately, not being as organized as I was in the last one, due again to the wonderful collaboration that you two are going to be excited about. I might miss that last Reddit question. So and Debbie, what did you say over here? Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm going to do everything I can personally to try to make sure you guys are motivated. So I want to take a few minutes here, guys, to give you an opportunity. Is there anybody out here right now that has a question for me that they want to know about, anything at all? I'm open to tell you about it. You know, I want to do a video soon on yo-yo fasting and what to do with refeeding from fasting. So I got a lot of good ideas and a lot of good things coming. There's two amazing collaborations are both coming, and you guys are going to love those. So I think that things are moving in the right direction. Make sure I'm probably not going to do a live stream next week. I'm probably going to give it a couple weeks. I want people to have some time to build up some questions. This time I had like 9 questions, and last time I had a whole bunch more. And so I want to make sure I give you the time to really feel like you want to be able to ask a question. But you know, I do think if you guys, one thing that somebody's asked me also is, I've mentioned Facebook fasting groups before. And so I want to tell you guys that there's a fasting group. It's called, let me take a look real quick. Yeah. The Facebook, it's called the Fast Club. And then it's got one of those squiggly little lines. And then it's fasting support and motivation. And I don't know if you guys know Nurse Eric, but Nurse Eric, he's got a YouTube channel. And I should be on Nurse Eric's YouTube channel as well in the future. We did record once, but it didn't go through. So I think he and I are going to collaborate again. But I love Nurse Eric's channel because you've got myself on there. You've got the OMAD Dad on there. You've got Nurse Eric on there. You've got 3 YouTubers that are on there. You've also got 2 or 3 other guys that run blogs that are willing to answer questions. So I think that's a fantastic Facebook group. I know that the OMAD Revelation group by the OMAD Outlaw, you can check his group out. Now I hop on there and I'll be able to answer questions. I know the OMAD Man used to be on there as well, but you know, so those are 2 groups. But there's a few other ones that you know I am a part of. And intermittent fasting lifestyle is the biggest one. And so intermittent fasting lifestyle is a really good group. It does sometimes have you know, some arguments and some issues. So if that's something you want to avoid from, you're not going to get a lot of that in Eric's group, Nurse Eric's group, but it has a lot more people. A lot more people have a lot more questions. So that certainly helps. So let's see what Amber has to say. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you for your questions. I'm excited for your channel growing. You are obviously putting in the work. Thanks, Amber. And I did answer your questions. I hope you got to hear them. If you have another one, you can drop it. The channel is growing, and that's something I'm super proud of, and I'm hoping these collaborations will grow. If you guys could share some of my videos with people that you know are fasters or that should maybe be fasting, it would be appreciated too, because I do want to grow it. I want to help. I want to help the community as much as possible. I really think that I got something going very positive, and I got a good message. And you know, why will people? You know, people go to these super fit, super muscular, young 23-year-olds for dieting advice, and it never made any sense to me. You know, when you've got guys like myself that have lost 120 pounds at 40 years old. You know, I know what it takes, and I know you guys can do it, and I can reassure you of that. I also know that there's a few other people out there, like I was just talking about them, but Reggi edited, she's lost it already. 6 Miles to Supper, she's lost it already. And you've got, you know, the Sun Kiss Keto. Those girls have lost it already. So you've got some people out there that are on the other side of their journey for you guys to watch. And then you've got guys right in the middle of it, like My Strengths and Weaknesses and Randy Trucker, and you know, all these guys that are still in the middle of it, Mieka and Mieka Fasting, you know. So it's a good balance. It's a wonderful community. I cannot say enough about the fasting community, and every one of them that I get a chance to meet and talk to, they're just amazing people. You guys definitely hop on all of their channels and check them out. They're all super awesome. So okay, let's see here. We got just started OMAD recently, and real quickly, and started to eat normal. Well, you know, yeah. I mean, I think over time it does. You know, it starts to feel more and more normal. I think you know, it is not as hard as people want to make it. You know, they overcomplicate it, and you know, it doesn't need to be. So I think that's a good thing. You went on a liquid protein for 3 months, 35 pounds, and it cured your IBS. Hey, that's a good thing. So the guy on Facebook that asked me about the IBS question, you know, maybe that's something a liquid protein diet will cure that up. You know, it's definitely. I don't know if is the answer for irritable bowel syndrome. But I do know the less you eat, the less of irritable bowel syndrome you're going to have, obviously, because, you know, you're not producing as much food waste. So, you know, and maybe the liquid protein diet is the way to go on that, you know. Yeah, that's really good advice for My Strengths and Weaknesses. Never take advice from somebody that has a six-pack that's never been fat, you know. Look, yeah, unless you want muscle training. No, you're right. And a lot of times, ironically, those same people that are that way never had to work for it. You know, there are people that just naturally have bodies that work well, and their bodies are efficient, and they've never had to work for it. And so, and then we hop on their channel to hear them say something. You know, a really good example of that, and I got a video coming that's going to prove it wrong. I was told directly by somebody that you cannot build muscle and lose fat at the same time. That if you are in a deficit of any kind, you'll never build muscle. And the results of my 6-week weightlifting plan prove that wrong. You guys will see it. But I dropped inches and I dropped inches on my waist and I gained muscle, and I got stronger and I lost weight all at the same time. So it can be done. I don't think it can be done if you got a six-pack, you know, because obviously losing weight is going to be difficult. But if you're an obese person or even an overweight person, or even somebody that's right there like I am, I think you can still build some muscle and still maintain your weight and maybe lose a little bit. And I also saw, I sent the guy a study from a bodybuilder that proved she had gained muscle and lost weight at the same time right before a competition. So, you know, but yeah, a lot of people don't understand the struggle. And a lot of people don't understand how much effort and energy it takes to lose weight, to be in shape, to have all of the things that get in the way of life, from, you know, kids to relationships to work to all of these things that you're trying to balance. And to be able to do that and stay focused is very hard. But I do think that if you're able to do it and you're able to get into a rhythm, everything comes easier. And I really do truly believe that. Okay, it says, sorry, I meant to say I fill up quickly. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. Hey, Mieka, what's happening, girl? I just shouted you out a couple of different times. Guys, when I told you a minute ago about, you know, me being on the other side of the mountain, and that you have Kayla Cox on the other side of the mountain, and then you got Reggi Edited on the other side of the mountain, and you've got the Sun Kiss Keto on the other side of the mountain, girls. If you need people that are on this side of the mountain trying to still lose, Mieka's going through the struggle right now with My Strengths and Weaknesses, and Randy Trucker. Those are 3 guys right there that are in this chat right now that are in the middle of the struggle with you. And you guys got to check out their channels and see what they're all about, you know, because like I said, I look up to those people. You know, they're a constant reminder of what I've earned, and they're a constant reminder of what, you know, struggles I went through, so that if I ever do slip, I know what I've been through. It's always very close to me because I see them. I can reach out and touch them and know that it is real, and that I'm not dreaming it. I haven't been this thin my whole life, and that I worked my tail off to get here. And so, their channels, I can't tell you how much they inspire me. And, hey, and it is going to happen. And, one day, yeah, you will be on the other side of the mountain. And you know what? We're going to go out and we're going to celebrate when you do, because that's just the way it's got to be. We're going to get there. We're going to get there one day at a time. Okay, Amber, go ahead and shoot that one question to me real quick. And let me see what it is. I am close to my weight loss goals. Did you see anything different as you got closer? Hey, that's actually a brilliant question, because the answer is 100% absolutely things got different. I got to 210 pounds from 310 pounds, 100 pounds down. And I was there for the longest time, probably part of August, all of September, into a little bit of October. I couldn't shake it. I fasted on Mondays. I was doing everything right. I was making sure my meals were on point, and the weight wasn't coming off, and I could not figure out what to do. And I started to think, well, I lost 100 and it's okay to be 210 pounds and I'll live my life there. But then I accidentally walked 10,000 steps one day. As dumb as it sounds, playing a video game, Pokemon Go. And it was a day where we had an event, and I ran around with people, and my phone alerted me that I'd walked 10,000 steps, which I didn't even know it would do. And I said, oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder if I can do it tomorrow. And I haven't missed a day since, and now I'm getting 15. But my point is, within probably 10 days of that walk, that first 10,000 step walk, the weight started going again. And I started to realize that the 500 calories I was burning walking a day was the difference in getting my weight going again. And then I stopped and stalled out again recently, and I added weights 6 weeks ago, and I got a little bit of a kick. Now I'm getting to a point where I don't think I can lose much more weight, but I do think that those things happen. So I think you need to change things up. I also hit a plateau one time where I was eating dessert every single night after my OMAD meal, and I stopped doing that and cut it back to once or twice a week, and I started losing weight again. So I think whenever you hit that spot where you're like, okay, my weight's not coming off me, but I have a little bit more I want to lose, you got to make an adjustment, and you got to get it down a little bit more. And then you just regulate yourself, and you figure out what does and doesn't lose weight from there. So I hope that answers the question. It says, can I get a list of some of those channels below for us? Yeah, Nancy, absolutely. I will link Mieka, and I will link my strength and weaknesses, and I will link Randy. 6 Miles and Reggi Edited, and the Keto Girls, Keto Sun Kiss Keto. Those I'm doing collaborations, so they're going to have a whole video with me soon. Hopefully one day I can collaborate with Mieka. But anyways, I guess Mieka and I'll talk about that at some point. But so yeah, I'll link all those guys. Matter of fact, even right now in the chat, you can click on a few of their names once we get done, because the chat should still be there, and you'll be able to go straight over to Mieka's channel. You'll be able to see what she's all about. You'll be able to click on Randy. I see his name right there. So yeah, but I will link all of them down in the description. Those are my family. That's what we are. We're a fasting family. So, I absolutely support them 100%. So what's up, Charlie Canutes, man? It's a Cdub. Hey guys, funny thing, Charlie, man, he wrestled for me way back in the day. So it's good to see you pop in here, Charlie. Sorry if you left already, but I appreciate you, Charlie, man. Thank you for supporting the stream. So, okay, I got the weight loss thing. Yeah, Randy, I'm going to be on the other side of the mountain with you, I promise. I'm going to be right here waiting for you. Randy's already lost 100 on his journey. He's still got some weight to go, but guys, Randy's already 100 down, I think 107. So, he's killing it. There's no doubt. Okay, let's see. Mieka has a question. What was a typical OMAD like for you when you first started? And how about now? It hadn't changed that much. My wife and I, we get Blue Apron meals twice a week. And Blue Apron meals are just a brilliant, easy thing, because they're simple directions and we follow them, and we're able to do that. And those Blue Apron meals are all good calorie-wise. And so we just order 2 servings because my kids hate them, and we'll fix something like, grilled cheeses or hot dogs or whatever for them at night on those nights. And then the other nights of the week, we have typical recipes that we've been using forever. You know, I actually am going to type them up and give some of these recipes out to you guys. I mean, they're amazingly quick and easy. They're all under 30 minutes. And then I end up eating out, Mieka, probably once to twice a week. We'll go to a movie, or maybe we'll order a pizza or something like that. So that's pretty much how my weight goes. I did do 2 videos on what I eat, and those were typical meals. And I try to keep it between that 18 and 2,000 calorie range. So there's that. Yeah, walking is amazing. You never played sports when you were young. It's Julie over here. Julie is a huge supporter of everybody's channel I just mentioned. Julie is amazing. She hops into everywhere and talks to everybody. She's just such a good person, and has the best interest of our whole community in in her heart. I can tell. But it says, so I never knew having a coach. So OMAD coach now. Hey, listen, Julie, man, I'm telling you what, that's what I am as a coach. I've been coaching high school wrestling for 20 years. You know, I just mentioned coaching Charlie up there, which is right there. I'd love to see your progress. Thank you, Charlie. You are the man, man. Thank you so much for coming. We got to get up, man. We got to talk sometimes. Give me a text. You know, hit me up on Facebook or something, Charlie. We got to definitely sit down. I'm trying to get Rain under control because I hear Rain's gained some weight, but Rain won't call me. So, you know, hopefully you can tell Rain to give me a call, man. Let me help, Rain. Let me help. Rain was another kid that wrestled for me. So, oh, look at that. Ward's also on. Another one of, you know, my wrestling family. Ward helped coach with me this year. So, but Julie, to answer your question, yeah, no, I can be your MMA coach. I can help you all I can. I want to get a coaching program together, but I don't want to launch it until it's professionally done. I don't want to launch it until it looks good and it has the right information. And I can truly help you guys with all my effort. I don't want to halfway do it. So I'm working on that. And, you know, I will definitely do everything I can to help coach and be an inspiration and try to get you guys going, because positivity is the key to it all. That's what it, you know, that's what it boils down to. So, and it's no problem at all. You know, Mieka, I hopefully it answered your question, and I do love it. You know, here, guys just popped in, Amy's Creation. That's another person in the middle of her journey, guys. So if you needed another one with all the other guys I listed before, I will link her too. She's right in the middle of her journey. I don't remember exactly. Maybe she can tell us how much weight she's lost, but she's definitely down a bunch. And you know, she's right in the middle of things. So, and that's the beautiful thing about the fasting community. You've got guys on both sides of this mountain, and guys that have really pushed forward and going. Hey, look at that. Look, man. See, I always knew there was something I liked about you, my strengths and weaknesses. You know, Adam, if you will. Adam, listen, there's no better sport than wrestling. And if you were a wrestler, there's no doubt you're going to be on the other side of that mountain, because you know what it takes to grind. And now it's just a matter of grinding for you, man. You just keep doing what you're doing, because wrestling taught you everything you needed to know, man. And I truly believe that. You know, it's funny because I had a conversation about Cole and the snake diet and being aggressive or not aggressive. And I was saying that, you know, hey, aggressive is not always a bad thing, guys. You know, you got to learn how to grind. You got to be able to go out there and put the effort in. So 39 pounds and 10 on OMAD, guys. That's what I'm talking about. You know, right in the middle of her journey. You know, it's just amazing to have people on that side of the mountain to watch. And like I said, you know, I'll do everything I can right when I get off this to link to them. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I want to make sure you guys definitely know I got 2 collaborations coming up. You guys are going to love them. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen the Reggi edited collaboration, go down and look at it. Her and I are back at it again. We have about a 20-minute conversation about fasting and just about life and the impact it's made on myself and her. And then we hopped on over and I did one with the Sun Kiss Keto and those 2 ladies, which I think are really close with Mieka. You know, those 2 ladies, we talked about Mieka a little bit off camera, but we talked forever. And, you know, that collaboration is going to come too. I want to give you more of those things. I got one coming up with Nusre Eric, guys. If you haven't checked out Nusre Eric too, that's another great channel, guys. There's so much out there to watch, so much out there to be a part of. there's one thing that I'm going to say for sure about all of you that are spending time with me now, that all of you that support my channel, there's nothing but love in the fasting community. You know, we have each other's back, and you know, it's just such an amazing thing. You know, yeah, Debbie. You know, I appreciate you coming in and you know, staying with us today. I appreciate what you're doing in your journey. She's in the middle of her journey, guys. You know, it's an amazing thing. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, Mieka, I'm telling you, I collabed with him, talked to him last night, Mieka. So, you know, I know they're editing it up nice and fancy, but we talked for a long time. They're just fabulous, fabulous ladies. You know, it is what it is, and yeah. So I guess, guys, I will go ahead and let you get going. Let's see what Lloyd had to say. Um, yeah, man. Hey, look, you got to keep up the grind. 49 pounds is amazing in 13 weeks. Wow. Hey, listen, you're going to get that 100 off, man. And it's going to happen. You just got to keep on pushing, keep on getting it done and making it happen. And Lloyd, we're going to be here to celebrate, man. You know what? When you get that last 100 out, why don't you come on the channel and we can talk about how your journey was and what you needed to do. You know, because it's just amazing. And it is a great community. Mieka, definitely reach out, Mieka. Let's talk sometime. I don't really know how to get hold of you outside of this, but I would like to sit down with you and maybe do a one-on-one like I did with you know, Sun Kiss Keto, you know, those lovely ladies. So anyways, guys, you guys are the best community ever. I appreciate you spending 40 minutes with me tonight. It's amazing to be able to connect with you guys. I am here for you. Leave questions and comments. Hit me up on Facebook. Like this video if you haven't. Share my content with your friends, guys. Make sure we're moving forward as weight loss warriors together. I want to build this thing to an epic level. I want the fasting community to be, you know, one whole thing to try to change the world, because guys, we all know we're doing the right thing. We just have to sell everybody else on it. And you know, I'm going to do everything I can to sell it, guys. So I appreciate you. Much love to every one of you. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much again. And I'll probably stream every other week or so from this point forward. So I'll probably see you not this Tuesday, but maybe the following one, or I'll make sure I schedule it and let you guys know. Thank you. Much love. Peace.